The Eastern Cape, where the liquor board there has shut down eNCA Tavern in East London. That's after the bodies of 21 teenagers were found on Sunday morning. The youngest was just 13 years old. The tavern owner has expressed deep regret and condolences to the families of those who've lost their lives. eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is following these developments. Let's cross over to him for the latest. So Aviwe, earlier on we saw the liquor board outside the house to shut down that tavern. What's the latest since then?
Maseko, I'm outside Woodbrook Mortuary, State Mortuary, where some of these families of the 21 teenagers who lost their life in Scenery Park have come to identify the bodies of their children. It's devastating scenes, Maseko, as the parents are unconsolable at this stage. They're seeking answers. I spoke to one of the ladies as she was coming out. She was telling me that they need answers. They need to be told what happened to their children, because she confirms what Minister Pegicela was saying in saying that the bodies of her daughter, the body of her daughter does not have any injuries. It shows no signs of any stampede. In fact, it confirming earlier conversation I had with the entertainment manager of eNCA Tavern, where this tragic incident happened, where he was saying people were just falling on the ground. You can imagine with those crowds, but no one was being stamped on necessarily, but they were just falling as if there were under some, as he said, there was some sort of tear gas suggestions there. But earlier on, Maseko, at about 11 o'clock, we saw the liquor board visit eNCA Tavern, where they gave a compliance notice that detailed that that tavern will be closed down indefinitely. In fact, the chief inspector from the liquor board in the Eastern Cape was there. Let's just take a listen to what he had to say.
We are now issuing a compliance notice in terms of Section 55 of the Eastern Cape Liquor Act. This notice is a notice that is issued when there is a possibility of disorder, public violence, or any matters relating to that, for the registrant, which is the person who is the owner of the outlet, to close forthwith the premises. This notice is just to do that. We are shutting it down now to allow the investigation to proceed. Preliminary investigations, they pointed to two things. One, that there were underage children that were in the premises, which is not allowed in terms of the law. Two, that the tavern or the establishment did not close at the time that it was supposed to close. Those are the two issues that are prominent to us at this stage. No registrant is allowed to sell liquor to underage persons. That is the first point. And anything has done so.
And Aviwe, hearing him say that no one is supposed to sell to people under the age of 18, we know that one of the people who died there, one of the teenagers who died there, was just 13 years old. What did the owner say about this? It looks like she was quite adamant that they don't allow this to happen.
Maseko, the ages of all of the 21 teenagers range from 13 years to 17 years. That would tell you that the majority of the people at the tavern, just judging by the deaths alone, that are all under 18, the majority that were there were teenagers. The lady, in fact, in speaking to Vyokazi Ndevu, who's the owner there, she was saying that it's at the bouncers' hands that they then allow these young children in. She says that they have strict compliance in terms of adhering to the age restriction, and they don't let in under 18s. But it's quite evident, Maseko, by the deaths alone, that the majority of the people at the tavern were under 18, and they basically were teenagers. She couldn't even detail, in fact, Maseko, what exactly caused the deaths. As she said, she wasn't there. She says she apologizes to the family, and Nesi, which basically says sorry. In fact, I want you to take a listen to Vyokazi Ndevu, the owner of eNCA Tavern.
Once umntana belapha ngaphandle bahlala baye bakhempisha pha ngaphandle bangangeni pha ngaphakathi baca ngokuyikwila wili ngapha kusebusuku bachova amacango benze ngehlobo kuthiwa benze ngalo abangena umntana bene-13 years apha ngaphakathi into yenza bhuti kuyavalwa apha ngotu imoto ezimisa apha ngaphandle zizo ezikhalisa umculo kuse kuthi gedi sixa siphuma thina sikhalaza umculo athi umuntu lala liphumile endlini yakho abanye mhlawumbe ngoba lapha eScenery Park ngabezinye area bazokonwaba apha eScenery Park kuyiwari abantwana basolekele kwindawo mna enditya ngayo kubika ubuhlungu kwindawo mna endingenza ngayo isonke abantwana babhubhele ngaphakathi imiphefumulo emininzi kangakayana iphume pha ngaphakathi akumandanga nakum kubuhlungu ndithi ngcisi kubo andiyaba mandithina ndithi ngcisi kubo.
And just very quickly, Aviwe, there was also parents, one particular parent that you spoke to who says he found his daughter inside the mortuary, and he was very clear in terms of blaming the owners of the establishment for this incident.
Olani Malangeni is that parent, in fact, finding her 17-year-old daughter at the mortuary. We actually spoke to him yesterday, where he was part of the 5 parents that didn't know the whereabouts of their daughters. There's still 5 children that still haven't been identified. But of course, when he went to the mortuary behind me, he saw her daughter there, very devastated and broken. And of course, the blame there is sent to the tavern owner. It's also proportioned to the liquor traders themselves in saying that they need to adhere to those strict regulations of not allowing under 18s or selling alcohol to people under the age of 18. But the municipality itself, BCM, not spared from the blame coming from that parent, saying that they themselves need stricter controls in making sure that all these taverns adhere to the licenses and the trading hours that they're supposed to. Because if you speak to some of the community members, Maseko, they'll tell you that this tavern is notorious for closing at around 5 a.m. In the morning, way beyond the trading hours. In fact, they've had numerous complaints. They say that they've even filed affidavits, sending to those affidavits to their liquor board, suggesting that they can't even sleep at night because of the loud music. The patrons that go to that tavern often urinate in their homes. So some of the complaints in saying that they say that they sent through just 3 weeks ago, Masach.
All right, senior reporter Aviwe Mtila in East London for us with that report. Let's leave it there for now.